Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the weekly press briefing of the Kosovo Specialist Chambers, where we aim to provide journalists with the latest update on the latest developments at the court and the opportunity to ask questions. In the war crimes case of Hashim Thaçi, Kadri Veseli, Recep Selimi, and Jakub Krasniqi, the trial panel on 21st January rejected a joint request by the defense teams to be allowed to appeal a decision by the trial panel previously made, namely to admit into evidence certain witness statements in written form only. While the defense was not opposing for the said witness statements to be admitted in written form, they had taken issue with the trial panel not allowing them to add certain evidence to one of the statements. In their view, the additional evidence would provide the panel with a true account of the witness testimony in question. The trial panel noted that it has not ruled on the admissibility of the evidence proposed by the defense, but found that a defense response to a request by the prosecution was not the right vehicle to request for the admissibility of evidence. The panel pointed out that the defense can seek the admission of said evidence in accordance with the rules, and that the panel will then decide upon its admission. During this week, 2 witnesses testified in court in this case. The first witness, Hans-Jörg Strohmeier, was the legal advisor to the interim special representative of the Secretary General for the UN mission in Kosovo from June to September 1999. The second witness, John Clark, is a pathologist who testified as an expert witness. Both testimonies were mostly in public session. I believe at the moment a third witness took stand in the witness stand, and he is a former K4 member. So far, 115 witnesses have testified in court in this case. The next hearing in this case is scheduled on Monday, 27th January, starting at 9 in the morning. In the case of Sabit Yanuzi, Ismet Bakhtiari, and Hajj Shala, the trial panel on 16th January ordered the prosecution and the defense to submit by Friday, 24th January, all relevant evidentiary material that may help the panel to establish whether there is sufficient factual basis to prove the offenses and the participation of the accused in them. The rules of procedure and evidence provide that a trial panel may approve a plea agreement if it is satisfied that there is sufficient factual basis to prove the crime and the participation of the accused, that the accused fully understand the plea agreement and its consequences, and that the accused voluntarily agreed to the agreement and admit the facts in respect of the charges contained in it. The public redacted versions of the pre-trial briefs of Sabit Yanuzi and Ismet Bakhtiari became available on 17th and 20th January 2025. On 21st January, the panel issued a public redacted version of a decision from 7th October 2024 to reject in part a request by the Bakhtiari defense for medical examinations of Mr. Bakhtiari in relation to potential defenses. In relation to the intention of the defense to collect medical evidence for its case, the panel recalled that under the framework of legal aid regulations, the defense is allocated funds to contract external consultants, which may include experts. As such, it falls within the responsibility of the defense to gather the evidence it seeks for its case, including medical evidence to support possible lines of defense at trial. In the case of Piotr Shala, the trial panel on 14th January granted a request by the defense to extend the deadline for filing their notice of appeal with respect to the reparations order to 28 January 2025. The panel granted the same extension to Victims' Counsel should they want to file a notice of appeal. The panel noted the significance of the issues addressed in the reparations order and acknowledged that any appeal proceedings in this case would be the first before the specialist chambers against a reparation order and may, therefore, set important precedents. That is all from me for today. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to respond.